Pawpaw, Sammy, and Alley here. I thought this morning I'd give y'all a tour of my playhouse. I spend a lot of time in here. What we're looking at right here is my 4 worm bins. That's where I keep my worms. There's some of my tools and stuff. Now, underneath the table, I have mushroom growing in pots. It's kind of dark and cool down there underneath the table. Now this is my honey separator. It's in storage right now. And I do all this to protect it and keep it clean. Okay? There's my stuff for my bees. This was a salvage. I'm a scrapper too, I play with a lot of stuff. I scrap. This was thrown away. I took it out and fixed it, runs like a champ. And this is my baby. These old scales are dead accurate. I had them tested. Now over here, believe it or not, this right here was also a scrap. It was disposed of. I brought it over. It was broken, the wheels and the frame. I welded it, put new wheels on it. This is an old sewing machine that had no machine on it, just a frame. So I made my workbench here. And I have most any tool I need. There's my air compressor. There's my drill press. Trap saw. A little coping saw. Oh, like I said, I scrapped. There's an old can opener that didn't work. My neighbors all know me. They don't throw anything away with electrical. They'll holler, come get it. I'll go get it. And I've scrapped a lot of stuff. Okay? We come on around here, and here's where I scrap my aluminum cans. There. And here's my play toy. And I store them in here until I can get to them to scrap them. There's more tools. I got my clock. We come around. This part is my honey. That's a food grade buckets and stuff all in storage, waiting for the honey to come around. And this is the stuff I grabbed first, whatever, my little ratchet sets, my tools down there, my little screwdrivers and stuff underneath. And there's where I store my scrap lumber. And this is cans that has been scrapped. That's going to eventually go to the scrap yard. The old dolly in the corner back there belonged to my father-in-law. He got old candles. It must weigh 150 pounds. You can only pick it up, it's so heavy. This at one time was my feed through worm bin. But as I started kind of slowing down and with age and other hobbies, I kind of backed off of it. More ice prongs. I got that set there and a set hanging there. I got the towels hanging off that set. And I have another set right there, made out of ice prongs. Just something to do, okay? I have all my old extension cords stored under here. Extra buckets and paper for my worm bins. Inside this little container right here, I have most any size screw or nut you can think of in here. There's drawers of them. Every time I scrap something, like that can opener right there, it has a lot of screws and nuts and bolts in it. They go right here in this container. And for your old timers, open beer cans in a bar room. You don't see these anymore. They got pull tops. Another storage bin, which is full of tools and wrenches, whatever I need. This was scrapped. It was thrown away. I brought it home, put the padding on it, but in case I wanted to move something, because I didn't want to get it scratched up, this is what I use. All right. Scrap metal, my little welding machine, my shredder for my paper for my worm bin. And I worked with the Scouts for years. Sleeping bags, mattresses. And if you go on up, let me locate it, it's in here somewhere. Oh, like right here. outdoor cooking, pots and pans. The whole box is full of pots and pans, including the coffee pot. That's the most important one. There's my flower pots for rooting plants and stuff. Then I come over here and I have a little concrete. I keep these caps. I melt them and make toasters and stuff out of them. That's my little BB gun. That's what my little great-grandson comes over to see all the time. And if you'll look, there's 6,000 BBs. We got a little target set up in the backyard. He gets a charge out of shooting a target. All right, pressure washer. My other dolly. And like I said, I have tools hanging and sitting everywhere. C-clamps. And this is more stuff I store. Here's some wheels I salvaged off some lumber that was given to me. This is some more of my outdoor cooking up there. I have the electric battery stored here. It's my electric lawnmower. My smoker and my beehive foundations and just a bunch of different stuff. Blades for the saw right there. Now, get over here, my spray paint. It's for my hobbies. And if you look back in the back, you'll see an old scrub board. I used to refinish antiques years ago. Now that's some of my old tools. I made my living with those. I was an iron worker, rod buster. Also, if you look up on the wall right there, there's my old welding hood, gloves, and hard hat. Okay? Come on to my tool bin, and you name it. I got most anything in there you can think of. And like I said, I salvage. I have a heart trap, some more bee stuff, 5-gallon glass jug, 5-gallon jugs. I have and will and do sometimes make honey mead wine. Now, here's more tools, rock tumblers, Coleman stove, my Coleman lantern stored in the other bin down there. More tools and stuff, microwave just in case, battery charger, you name it, it's in here. Now all this, my neighbors actually save them from me. When I make my hot sauce, this is what I clean up. I clean them up, take the tops off, and the label off. And then what I'll do is, I'll fill it full of my hot honey, and I'll dip this in beeswax. And that's what I do. That's how I sell my hot honey. Now, here's an old aluminum case. It actually hinges shut and locks. I don't know what it was for originally. There's more tools. If you look right there, there's a separator I made for my worm poop, a sifter, to take and sift it out and use it right there. It took me some old used buckets, old scrap pipe. It's hard, I got it hooked down where it can't fall. But it's made to set on the wheelbarrow, which you can't see under the cardboard. It fits right down on top of that. I just crank it and stuff falls in the wheelbarrow. Now all this right here, all this, I'm fixing to start drilling. I've got about 400 something holes I have to drill for my mushrooms. And I'm going to indoctrinate all those logs right there. But other than that, I got my little antiques hanging everywhere. Off the different lights, different stuff I wanted to keep from a year ago. And over here, I had land in Arkansas, Highway 5 South. That's an old Model T Jack was given to me. Just right there was also given to me. It's a thermometer. It's pretty accurate too. All right. Now here's my pride and joy. I don't know if you can see it in the light, but you see that axe right there? That axe was stuck in a tree in the middle of nowhere. I saw it, went down, knocked on the door, and asked the gentleman, could I have it? Because it was in bad shape. And he said, yeah, you can have it. So I brought it here. It took me a week or so to polish it up, fix the handle, and hang it up there to retire. The old crosscut saw, right there. In fact, I held all the logging tools right there, belonged to my grandfather. Can hooks, peevish hooks, bull hooks, they're all right there in that pile. Look, like and subscribe.